What's going on YouTube? Back with another video. Just trying to put into words how I feel about certain things and how other people may feel about when it comes to opportunity and how like that pressure arises and how we feel. So I just want to tell a quick story about, what I got going on. But just, I always say how words carry. And I could never give an example, but I just wanted to tell you how words carry because, it only proves that, life's like but a dream or a simulation, whatever you want to say. But remember when I went to Japan, one of the only, and this is another thing, like the instances, like they're too coincidental, the one of the Japanese people I met who so happened to speak a little bit of English tells me that he also wants to make movies and films and anime and manga. That's what I want to do, right? And he tells me so happened, that his favorite movie was my favorite movie, right? And I was just like, yo, isn't it crazy that I'm sitting here talking, I fly halfway across the world or more, to go see, visit Japan, and this person I meet, we share the same interest of film and we share the same movie. But, I would have fought this guy in a war if I was born in a different time. Isn't that that's insane to think about? Like when you truly grasp how insane that is, like if I was just born anytime sooner, I would have been fighting the Japanese. But here I am in year whatever, talking about common interests, right? So in all that, still you see me on YouTube complaining about how I never do any of the creative endeavors I want, and I always blame others, but it is a part, part of me is taking the action. And that's kind of what this video is about taking the action. But the actions I had to take were go to school, become a teacher. And now that I'm at this school, it's so funny because talking to the student and we're working on something, and then he tells me his favorite movie, and the favorite movie is my favorite movie, and I go, yeah, this was meant to be. It was like that sealed the loop in my mind, right? Like you're telling me I went to Japan, he told me his favorite movie, I come all the way back, I go to school, I get the job, and then I'm sitting there thinking, how am I going to get this what am I going to do with my creative endeavors? And here this kid comes, says, I'll help. And my favorite movie is also yours. I went, oh yeah. I literally I even smiled. And, and he's so intuitive and it gets it. And I feel like that's what's crazy about it is that I told him the same story I'm telling you guys. And he smiled. And he was like, yeah. Like he got it. Like he was just like, yep. And I say that because all that, you would think, Brandon, I would be like, gotta bang this idea out. I gotta do it. I have all the pieces in a row. And here I am still procrastinating. Here I am still not able to do it. And it's and I'm trying to wrestle with the feelings, and it's just like when people apply for jobs and trying to get a new job, it's just like, and I said the same thing, it's just like when I went to go get my degree and go back to school and end up where I'm at, and I'm just like, to me, this is how I'm going to rationalize it, and I wonder if anybody else can agree. It's like you don't want to, almost in Uncle Ben's words, with great power comes great responsibility. But it's like when you I knew that if I went into the adult world, because of the person I am, this is not no cocky shit, but it's just type of people that we are. And my friends tell me about it too. They experiencing the same shit. My girl experiences the same shit. The type of people that we are, that you're watching this video, people naturally just don't like you because of who you are. You're a radiant person. People want to get to know you. But people don't like that people want to get to know you. People don't like that you got a spirit, you got a soul. They're soulless, so they hate you just because. And I knew that when I got the job and I entered corporate America that I would be in a soulless society. And then it's like, damn, now I got to deal with that every day? I got to deal with soulless people every day? And then here I am, dealing with the exact same thing that I already knew I didn't want to deal with, and I was prolonging it, and then here I am anyway. And I feel like the same thing with the creative, like why I can't get the creative shit off the ground is because it's the same thing. With that comes, so I said I'm going to brainstorm it out with you guys. I think with the creativity, it's the fear of, like I say it all the time. And it's a different level though. Like spiritual growth is all on you, right? And it can be done at your pace, how you handle it. Sometimes you need a break. You can't think about stuff. It's hard to deal with emotionally and everything like that, right? But at the end of the day, it's all on you. All the decisions you make are on you. But I think the fear, right? When you take that next step creatively, I can't even say the word right, creatively, it's really all on you. Like people are relying on you. You are now the person. It's no more, I'm working for somebody. It's more, hey, they're listening to you. They're waiting for you. And I'm experiencing it right now in a small scale of just like, he's like, hey, when are you going to have chapter, 1 done? So then I can just draw it out. And I'm like, damn, man, I got to get on this. But like, there it is. It's already that feeling of I am the one in charge. Maybe I can't handle that. Maybe I'm not ready to handle that responsibility yet. But I do want to get there and I want to experience that. And I'm wondering if everybody else is feeling the same way when it's like getting a new job. Like, are you ready for that? Enter that corporate soulless society. Are you ready to handle that maturity and everything that comes with it? And I'm not talking about adulthood. I'm talking about just the responsibility. To me, that's not adult. It's called adult. What is adult? An idiot. So I'm not talking about adult. I'm talking about, are you able to handle yourself, your mentally, your spiritual, and be able to keep up with being adult? Doing the dumb things. Or are you going to lean one way and kind of falter? Like, are you going to give up certain things? Are you going to be able to abandon? Are you going to be able to balance your spirituality, working out, and your professional responsibilities? You know what I mean? Things I think about. And I'm like, if I go all the creative bag, I feel like that's going to lean into my vices because that's what helps me be creative. How you guys doing? Had to hit a quick pause on it. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, not vices, but like, I know me and the routines and I'm not even going to say vices. They're not even vices. It's just the routines I like to do to get me into my creative bag and everything. Like, am I going to be able to do that with those responsibilities? Am I going to be able to work? Like, for example, I know I'm not good. I'm the first person to find an excuse. And that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, you can just create excuses out of nowhere. And I feel like I do that. Like, when I was working, granted, I had every excuse in the world. But, the way my jobs were set up right now is that, obviously, I got to get up at 5:30 in the morning. I get done at 2:30. Then I go to my next job at 4:30 at night to 7:30. So then it was like, when do I got time to work out? And if I didn't make the excuse of not packing a lunch, I could have packed a lunch, worked out between 2:30 and 4:30, got to the other job. You know what I mean? But like, always had an excuse. So I'm just saying, I'm putting this video out to see if anybody else feels the same. The stress, things they're going through, let you know we're all in it together. We're all going to figure it out, and we're all, working at it at our own pace. But, and another thing that made me think about it, like, I go see The Boy and the Heron, and he was born, like, I'm just thinking about, like, how, like, this is some little, good, positivity to end this video with, is that, like, your calling and what you're going to do, like, I know you're, like, rushing it and you're thinking about it, and, like, I don't even know what it is yet. Like, I know teaching isn't it, and I know, sidebar again, but I know, because the kids are like, Mr. A, like, you're a teacher who, you know, who just does it as a job. Like, you just like to hang out with the kids and go home. Like, you don't want to, like, teach. And it's like, no, I do want to teach. But I was like, but I'm at a school where there's no teaching happening. You know what I mean? So, but then at the same time, I don't get why those teachers don't understand that the school they're at. You know what I mean? If it hasn't changed in 20, 30 years, it's not going to change, you know. But I'm saying that because they even know, they're like, you're probably not going to be here forever. It's like, you're going to go move on to the next thing. And I'm like, it's crazy that even students, like, you know, recognize that about somebody. And I say that because, you know, The Boy and the Heron, we go watch it, Hayao Miyazaki, he, you know, and I was thinking about his, you know, The Boy's basically, you know, The Boy's basically based on his life and stuff. And I'm thinking, like, he was born in 1940. So, like, you know, animation didn't even become a thing until, like, big until, like, the 80s. You know, early 70s, maybe. And I was just thinking, like, so his first 40 years, if you think about it, his first 40 years, he was just fumbling around. Like, he might have he might have drawn, like, on his, like, you know, side, but was it going to go anywhere? Was it going to pay the bills? Was it going to lead to what he was doing? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, think about that kind of a life. Like, again, that goes, wow, it's a loop again. Think about my first point about how, like, I was arguing with that, you know, I could have been fighting that guy in Japan. Same thing. Like, imagine if he was born in 2023. Like, you know how crazy, like, think about this. Like, for him, I'm sorry, last point, I'm rambling. You could cut it off already. Like, he was born in the 40s, which works to his advantage because now he created something monumental and he's the founder. But imagine if he was born in 2023, he would have been one of the people just animating, working for others. Would he have ever taken that leap to become the boss that he is today? You know, it's the same thing. I guess it's like, you know, whatever time period you are, you got to do your best to get ahead. And I think we're at a time period where things are crumbling. I think you can make a lane. You can do whatever you want. I think you just got to believe in yourself, honestly. I think you got to just believe in yourself. You can do it. I think just, you know, when you feel that pressure and that power that comes from whatever you want to start, I think you just got to accept it and we got to move on from it. Fuck it. Whatever. If I fail or if I crumble from it, well, I'll never. It's better to fail and crumble than to not do anything at all. You know? All right, guys. I don't want to ramble too long. Love you guys. Have a good day, all right? Watch me from not being able to pause this video. Look at me not being able to pause. Got these damn gloves on.